Good evening, good evening, good evening. Come into the J spot, replacing your G spot every Thursday from 6 to 7, giving you real relationship talk, real relationship drama with the best night of your life. Your host Jay and Simply E, hold on, get ready to enter the J spot on IntellectualRadio-Podcast.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the best night of your life. Woo!
Okay. I don't think I'll ever get used to that.
You have night of your life. Woo!
Okay. I don't think I'll ever get used to that.
You have entered the J spot where we are strengthening relationships and families one conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay, and sitting next to me, we have pretty Precious Bonner. Hey, Precious, how you doing
Hey,
today?
Jay. Hey, everybody. I am fantastic. How are you?
Good. How was your day?
Actually, my day was pretty decent.
You didn't have to cut nobody.
No, I didn't. Actually, you know what? I'm so proud of myself. Somebody owed me some cookies.
Okay.
Some cookies, some coffee, some cake. Like, I ain't cussed nobody out, and I've had a very interesting past week and some change. I deserve a whole lot. I need a milkshake too.
Wait a minute. So who owes you all this stuff?
Somebody.
Because I'd like to cash in on those, the cookies and the cake deal. I'd like to cash in on that.
Somebody gonna pay up.
Okay, well, when y'all get Precious some cookies and some coffee and stuff, please, just send me a little bit too. Only the homemade stuff though, and no chocolate, please and thank you. I'm just gonna put that out there in advance. But I want to thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Please go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot, and also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye. For all three. Want to thank you guys so much. Grown and Sexy Conversations with Jay. Thank you so much. 180 Real Talk Chicago. Thank you. 30 and Up doing us, Tyson Smith. Thank you so much. Pit Life and Pit Life Queens with Prez Washington. Thank you all so much for supporting us. Thank you for everything that you do. Grown and Sexy and J Spot, you guys, I swear, it's never a dull moment up in there. It's like it's always cracking. Want to send a shout out to E. She's still on vacation. She'll be back next week. Alvin is coming. I think he's stuck in traffic somewhere doing something, probably rubbing on some booties. He's feeling on some booties here and there. That probably not a bad.
Hey, everybody needs a good booty rub, man.
Position to be in right about now. But nevertheless, we're going to go ahead and rock out. Now, Precious, this thing keeps coming back. I don't think it's ever gonna go away. The picture with the ring. Now, you guys, I can't help it, but it keeps coming back. Now, for those of you all that are in our community, the J Spot and Grown and Sexy Conversations and Pit Life and Pit Life Queens and everybody that rock with us like that, you guys, 9 times out of 10, you have seen the picture of the ring. But if you have not, please go to our page, the J Spot, on Facebook. Check it out, you all. So the ring, I swear.
It's a baby. My daughter got bigger diamonds in her first pair of earrings.
It's not even, so if a man proposed to you with that ring, would you accept it?
I wouldn't accept the ring. So again, I'm not that chick, so it's not even the ring in and of itself is irrelevant to me. But what you're not gonna do is bring me a little niblet. I'd rather legit, I would rather buy me a pearl or something. If you can't afford the diamond, that's cool. I'm not a big jewelry person.
Why'd it have to be a niblet though?
Man, look, I bought my daughter's first pair of diamond earrings were bigger than that ring. I'm not going. And she lost them jokers. So no, I need a grown-up ring, please.
So Facebook, for you all that have seen a picture of that ring, ladies, would you accept that small ring? Go to our page, the J Spot, Jaye on Facebook, and check it out. Or you can check it out in Grown and Sexy Conversations with Jay, or Pit Life Queens, 30 and Up doing us. You all that have seen that ring, would you accept that ring? Fellas, would you give your woman that ring? The woman that you are about to marry, the woman that you are professing to
That you
love.
love. You're going to give
Will
her
you
a
give
baby
her that
ring.
ring?
You know, she going to cheat on you and get hit on all the time because dudes ain't even going to see her ring and know she married.
Right. They not going
to be invisible.
It's like they won't even respect it. And from my thing is, my problem with the ring is because I definitely would not accept that ring. I
wasn't even going to ask because we know your answer.
But it's not even, I'm not a materialistic person either. But looking at that ring told me two things. We gonna go hungry and our lights and stuff gonna get cut off. Because if you can't listen, if that's right. That's what that told me. No, three things. And we not gonna have no food.
And we ain't gonna have
no place to stay.
We gonna stay with
so it's like you have this little pint size. I'm not a ring person. Listen, we can bypass the rings. But what I'm saying is you got to be able to afford something if you're looking forward to having a family. And that's just real. How you going to take care of somebody? You
can't even pawn the ring and pay the light bill. Like
you can't even lose it. You can't even lose the ring and nobody give it back to you. You've been dropped it. Excuse me, miss, you dropped your ring.
No,
what the heck? I don't want that.
They're not gonna see it. It's
right once they you dropped it in your ice cream and then you send it back so the waiter can take it and they see it float. Oh, ma'am, I'm sorry. You left this on your plate. Yeah. Go to the bathroom at the gym, take the ring off, washing your hands, try to lose it. Excuse me, miss, you left your ring. Like, I can't lose this ring even if I wanted to.
You know what? And see, I'm so petty. I'd be like, oh, you lost your daughter ring.
It's like, it ain't
you lost your baby doll ring.
You can't even get that to a baby because they'll swallow it. You know, that's too small. That's one of those items that, a little kid can choke on. So again, it's not even about the ring because we can definitely do a house. We can do the cars. We can do any of that. But my position on it is it's what the ring symbolizes. That ring, this particular itsy bitsy piece of crap, like I said, it told me it's gonna be some long hungry nights.
That's what that cold nights.
Because you don't think that you're cuddling with me. You see, you ain't even earned the knickknacks with that little itty bitty ring. What? Maybe she wasn't doing nothing right. That's why he got a little knickknack. Because
apparently she was doing something right because she got a ring. Let's just throw that out.
But that's not even a ring.
It is to some people. Hey, you know what? Some people don't care. They're just happy to have a ring and be somebody's wife. Some people, they just want the bare necessities in life. She has a man and that makes
that's
happy.
Definitely the bare. Listen, I don't need a man. If we have to both sit up there and we be hungry, we sitting there looking at each other. At least I got my boo. Yeah, and we both starving and both our stomach is growling. So now I can't go out. I can't go on no dates because I'm about to pledge myself to you. So now I got to sit here and starve because you. No. I
gotta be broken hungry because you broken.
Because you broken hungry, right? Now, because I'm gonna accept it because I'm trying to be a good woman. No. So now I'm gonna accept it, and now I can't call my mom and them because then everybody gonna talk about you
again. I don't do baby rings. I don't like little things. My family, my daughter is 11 and she's over 5 feet tall. I'm the shortest person in my family. We like big things in these parts. So, take your little baby ring, go find you a little baby to give it to. Cool. No hard feelings. Enjoy your life with your baby ring.
And see, and here's the thing, fellas. Okay. So now again, let me come on your side now. If this is the best that you can do, Don't buy a ring. Like, you have to invest in something else. Like, if it's not, your paper ain't what it's supposed to be. I'm not expecting all these carrots and everything because again, I'm just not into all of that. But what you're not going to do is come and bring something because I'm supposed to represent you. So don't you want me to represent you in the right light? I mean, we're supposed to be pledging to each other.
The thing is and again, I'm not a ring person, so I really don't care about the ring in and of itself. More so for me, that's not even a real ring. Like I said, I would rather personally, I'd rather go on a trip with their ring money, but that's just how I'm built. I'd rather we pay the mortgage for the year or whatever we're going to do, whatever the value of the ring is. I'd rather we, put that towards the principal on a house, pay off a car, something like that. I'm cool with all
other
of that.
dudes, other men are not like you. Go and introduce me as your wife, and the first thing that people look for is the ring, and they see that, and then they start to judge. And not that okay.
Hold on, this is gonna be the line. Oh, I'm married. No, you ain't. You want a real man,
right? We just playing. We just playing around. We just testing the waters. This is just a friendship. Something a friendship nibbler, but it's not a ring. So again, it's just like, okay, if you can't afford the ring, then let's work out something towards something that's gonna be feasible and we're both gonna be comfortable with. But what I'm not gonna walk around with is I will love you, and I'm gonna have to.
It's a diblet. It's a diblet. It's a diblet.
I'm gonna love you and I'm gonna respect you, but I'm gonna let you know I can't rock with you on that ring. I'm not gonna be able to. I would rather not have a ring at all than to embarrass myself with that. You sneeze and you could choke on that ring. That's literally how small that little ring was. It was like, was that supposed to be a little diamond, or was that like a little grain of rice? Either way it goes, it was just too much.
The thing that killed me was the band on it. Like, at least, so guys, here's a tip. Okay, if you're gonna go buy a ring and you can't afford a big diamond, cool, that's not an issue. Get a really, really nice band and have it engraved.
It can't be that small. That band, you couldn't even engrave that band.
You need a nice size band and get it engraved, because in all honesty, I don't even need an engagement ring. I'll just take my nice little cute little band and keep it pushing.
Yeah, I don't think I want a ring either, because
I like shooting stuff. You know how hard it is to put on gloves or ride a 4-wheeler when you have a big old ring? Like, I done been slapped with trees. Like, I don't want my ring to, like, seriously. Like, I done had a tree fall on my neck on a 4-wheeler. So I don't want all of that extra stuff. I take off all my jewelry. When I hunt, you have to shower. You can't use soap. What I look like? I'm gonna be sitting in the wood and freaking my gloves sitting like this. No. I'm
gonna be honest. I just don't want a ring because I don't need, anybody knowing my marital status. If I'm married, that's between me and you. I mean, it's like when I'm with you, we married. You have to trust me enough to know that I'm gonna represent our union. But I don't need people all up in my business knowing that I'm married to you. So let's just not do rings. And I wouldn't expect him to wear a ring. Like, babe, we got to understand it. Like, when we together, we know that we married. I don't need nobody else. We don't need no rings. Like y'all be saying, we don't need the man to tell us that we together. I don't need your ring.
No, ma'am.
I don't even need your ring. I'm gonna be cool. I'm gonna rock out. Y'all, can we get away with that? Can we get away with not having a ring? And let's just go to the house, or I don't know, get a dog. I mean, something that we can do together that we will both. Well, I'm done with these dogs. So
does that mean when the dog dies, you're divorced by default? See, I actually like that. Like, that's a good idea.
Hey, the last man standing.
I'll get fish, because I kill fish really quickly.
Now, what you want to kill the fish for?
They just die. I've tried my best. I can't keep fish. That's why I have no pets, because I can't keep them alive. A dog is the only thing I can keep alive. And I don't want to stay married for that long, probably. So I'll get fish.
Now, you worse than me. So at least I'm saying that I'm gonna, I don't want to wear the ring. But I promise, when I get married, I'm married to death do you part. So don't do nothing that's gonna make your time come quicker than what it's supposed to, and we're gonna live happily ever after. And we don't need any rings to, to tell anybody that we're married. Whoever's at the ceremony, they'll know that we're married, and you act accordingly, and then I'm gonna do it,
and it's gonna be what it is,
right? And that's how it's supposed to be. Just know ain't gonna be no tricky business going on, but you gotta trust me. That's my story.
I don't trust you. I you know what? But it's so funny, because again, like, when I am in a relationship or married or whatever, I behave like I'm in a relationship and I'm single. So I don't like, it's crazy. But like I said, it's not important to me, the ring and I honestly don't even want a big wedding. Like, I'd rather go to Jamaica, get married on the beach, stay in Jamaica for the week, have a honeymoon all in one. Like I'm so simple when it comes to stuff like that. But don't give me no baby ring.
But now, see, the flip side for the women that say, now, here's ladies, this is what I'm going to have to tell you, and you got to be honest with this. Don't sit there and accept that ring and tell that man that you accept the ring and you don't have a problem with it, knowing in your heart that you hate that little despicable piece of crap that he gave you, but you accepted and you told him that you like it and you love it and you just you just did the full extra. And then you talk about him like a dirty dog behind his back.
Despicable piece of crap.
Right. And then you talk about him. And then when you get mad, then you tell him, please, you can't even afford no decent ring. So who you talking to? Like, because y'all know we'll do it. Listen, we will go in.
Give me a grown-up ring, not a baby ring.
Before you start trying to question me.
You better talk to me in your baby voice like your baby ring.
Like See, now you would be the woman that would be wrong because you deceived this man and you told this man that you loved the ring and that you accepted it and you were going to marry him, but you held that against him. Shame on you. Let him know that you hold it against him. Don't sit there and play these games with him and make it seem like, oh, you accept it, but then you going and you talking about him. Like, that's the worst type of thing to do. Talk about him to his face. Let him know you don't appreciate it.
First of all, if you're talking about your man behind his back, sweetie, I need you to go get a girlfriend. Like, leave men alone because that's not what you do. Because if your man talks about you behind your back, you cut somebody. I mean in a bad way, like in a bad way.
They talk. I sit in barbershops. They talk. They talk worse than women do.
Oh,
I
know. Men are such gossip.
They talk worse than women. I'm just like, y'all do see, I'm sitting right here. So the fellas, I'm sorry, you guys are just as bad as women are, especially when it's something that they mad and they passionate about and they little feelings that got hurt. They gonna spill a bean.
I love laughing at a guy who's in his feelings and his feelings hurt. I do. It is the funniest, most irrational thing I have ever experienced in my life. They're so irrational. And they get all in their feelings and they start doing all of this and they look like they're gonna cry. And I just be like, oh, bless your heart.
And she said she's gonna do the thing. And I'm like, oh, come on, you gonna get yourself high blood pressure? Are you?
I'm like, that's why she cheated right there.
Right. I'm like,
can't even express yourself effectively. Bless your heart.
Like, you brought that, whatever it is, you brought that one on yourself. It's been plenty of times I just put my head down. I'm like, oh, I see why she left you. Because it's just like, it's too, it's too much. Some of us just do too much. So again, if you can't afford a nice ring, like I said, me personally, it's not about a big diamond and things like that, because I would definitely prefer to spend that money on other things. However, my concern would be is the type of ring that if we hypothetically went to get rings and you chose the ring, the niblet, then to me, that's saying that, it's some financial issues there and it's really not going to work out. And this is probably not something that we need to be trying to do at this time. Now, I know it's going to be well, that's when you're supposed to hold your man down and this and that. Listen,
if I got to hold you down before the wedding, there will be no wedding. Let's just get that established. That's not how that works.
It's only so much holding down like that you can do. Like, I'm not interested in going into the relationship struggling. I'm just not. Like, if where you are and where I am, and if together collectively we not going like to the next level, it's like if being with you causes me to have to backpedal, I don't know if I'm ready to do that. And I don't know if I would expect a man to be, to be willing to do that if you have to backpedal. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to put that thought on. I'm gonna put that up on the shelf and I'm gonna come back and let y'all know, because I don't really know if I'm ready to backpedal. Fellas, is that being selfish? I mean, ladies, is that being selfish if where you are financially and somebody that you get with and you're looking forward to building a lasting relationship, possibly even marriage, and if they're not where you are or a little bit above, if being with them causes you to have to backtrack and downgrade where you currently are, like, is that really something that you want to do? Is that really worth pursuing? Or, or is it, are we going to live off love?
Ain't no way.
I don't.
That doesn't, like, again, to me, that doesn't make sense, because I am a single parent. So if I'm dating anybody and it's not at least at the same, or if we're not going to at least be at the same maintain the same lifestyle,
Right.
then that means you are a burden in my life. So why are you there? It doesn't make, like, my rational mind, I cannot fathom how that would work. Like, what is it? Like, in order for you to get with somebody, if you have a job, even if you're bare minimum and you fall back, that means this fool sit at home on your couch, eat your kids cereal, don't do nothing. I'm
Drink that
serious,
milk.
because then your lights are on all day, even though you gone and the kids gone, but the lights are on and all this stuff. So your light bill higher, your gas bill's higher. They don't add anything. I could see you backpedaling or backtracking. But again, if you are with somebody that is like that, that's your own stupidity and you ask for it. So you can't even cry about it.
That's because they be swinging off chandeliers so fast, and they done blew their mind. But then when you sit down and look at the business aspect of the relationship, now you're in too deep. Because here's the thing, I think a lot of people really underestimate and don't really look at the fact that being in a relationship and being married is business. Like, I would say 65% of this stuff is business, and the rest of it, the other 40% is, the intimacy and, that personable piece. But for the most part, it's business, because you have a household to maintain, you have kids, you have a family, you have all of that stuff that needs to be taken care of, and swinging off the chandelier is not going to get that done.
Hold on, swinging off chandeliers ain't never hurt nobody.
No, it ain't, but it ain't
another analogy. We're gonna have to, like, what we gonna call it? You gotta call it something else.
Okay, well, till we find something else, crawling on the floors, I don't
There
know,
we go.
doing backflips. That ain't
I
gonna
can't
put
do backflip.
no, me either. but that's not gonna put food on the table. So it's just like when you're saying it's not about the money. Yeah, really it is. It really is. It's not that you're searching like that's the only thing. But again, if you're looking at it and you're saying that it's not, then you're not looking at a relationship realistically.
You just have to be financially compatible, is what it boils down to. I mean, and
right, because if you don't mind starving, then go for it. Y'all gonna be okay.
Let me tell you something. All of this ain't never missed no meals. I ain't finna start. Me and
right.
Starbucks
See,
have a very, very
that's what I'm saying.
attractive relationship right now.
So if getting with him means that I can no longer drink my coffee the way I want to.
Speaking of which, I bought coffee while I was in Louisiana. I have to bring you some because it's a different roast that you can't even get up here. So you're gonna love it. Well, okay, I do.
Okay, but I gotta taste that. I definitely gotta taste that. But if getting with him means that I can't indulge on that, then I have to make some questionable decisions in my life. And that's all I'm saying. And fellas, the same thing for you. It's like if you're living a lifestyle, but then you get with this woman and you fall in love and all this and that, but being with her, is really counterproductive. I mean, she doing the backflips and the splits and all this other stuff, but financially, the business part of it, it really doesn't make sense for you to be together. So it's like, do you ignore that part and do you continue with the relationship? Or do you go your separate ways and just do backflips on a part-time basis?
If we get together and you question my coffee budget, me and you can't be together.
Who said that? Oh yeah, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work.
You can't even, like, if my coffee budget is ever brought up, we breaking up. Like, it's not even that deep.
Do you drink it all the time? Well,
I do.
Yeah. I do. I mean, I like it a certain way. So it tell me that, babe, we gonna have to say what? We gonna have to do what? Okay, so cut back on you getting gas and take the bus for a couple of days. But don't be sitting up here talking about, you can't drink. Hey, I've been drinking that coffee way before I even met you. I've been drinking it this way. Don't come talking to me. Then that's the stuff he'll be talking about you at the barbershop for. Can you believe she's so selfish? She won't. Yes, you knew that. Why you marrying me if you didn't know that?
Coffee saves lives. Just saying.
See that? But it's like if that statement is a shock to him, you don't know who clearly you did. Listen, you have moved too fast. You done got caught up by the lip gloss. Don't get caught up by the lip gloss, you all. We're going to take a short musical break. And when we return, we're going to get into our next hot topic. We're talking about Charlemagne the God. Now listen, he trashes everybody, but baby, he in the hot seat today. We're going to talk about it when we return. You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time. Hey, you all. Thank you, guys.
No anybody love me,
time. I want your love in every drop of a dime. You see me calling, you should come running. Quit all that stalling, my body is calling. I got downtime. What about our time? This could be so perfect for one hell of a night. Think he got a secret ease. He ain't calling my club. I just wanna slow dance on you, baby. We can turn it up. You had your chance, no second chances. This love I have is not for play. Under no circumstances, I'm in need of romancing. Pick up the phone 'cause I get so lonely. Can't let no anybody love me. You are the one that lives in me, my dear. I should never feel lonely. Lately your love has been on my mind. Obviously busy, I wanna unwind. Fantasizing, thinking about you. Imagine all I could. Anticipating is about to go down. I get so lonely. Don't leave me waiting up for you. I get so lonely. You had your chance, no second chances. This love I have is not for play. Under no circumstances, I'm in need of romancing. Pick up the phone 'cause I get so I get so
Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay, and sitting next to me, we have Pretty Precious Bonner. Hey, Precious. How
Hey,
you
Jay.
doing?
Hey, everybody.
Isn't she lovely?
You know what? Some days you are
she
my light. You make me
wonderful?
feel. You bless my heart.
That's what that's
I'm
my job.
saying.
That is
I
my
am
job. My
saying.
job is to lift everybody up until they mess around and mess with my coffee. Then we go for broke. We go for broke. But outside of that, that's what I'm here for. Now, sitting next to Pretty Precious Bonner, we have the man himself, the legend, the myth, huggable, handsome, smelling good, Alvin Lay. Hey, Alvin, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
Good. It's good to have you here. I told you, every time you're not here, I get people on my inbox talking smack, talking trash, talking, which I see, y'all know I ain't saying something. I bet you that's that Jay. No, it wasn't Jay talking no smack. So can you tell them that it wasn't Jay talking no smack? You know, you had parenting things to do. You know, we got parenting stuff to do. We take days, well, everybody take days off of me, you know, because I know that the producer be looking forward to me taking days off. That's why I don't. So with that being said, E is out on vacation until next week, but she'll be back here next week. Hey, E, thank you for holding us down behind the scene. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please go to our Facebook page and like our page at the J Spot. Also follow us on Twitter at J Spot, and also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And J is spelled Jaye for all three. And if you would like to get in on some of these grown and sexy conversations, please join our group, Grown and Sexy Conversations with Jay. That's Jaye. You all, it is cracking in there. We have an awesome time. And this topic is this is no exception. This has been trending where in J-Land, as well as in Grown and Sexy Conversations with Jay. Now, this topic with Charlemagne the God. Now, you know, he's known for giving donkey of the day and all this and that. Charlemagne, I rock with you. You all right with me. But this right here is some bogus bull junkie right here. So, and it recently came out that his wife, I guess they were doing a show, and his wife called in something they were talking about. If you guys have the specific details, fill me in. But I'm gonna paraphrase what happened. So the wife called in and basically said that their first sexual encounter, he raped her. Scummy drunk.
No, she didn't.
What? Yes, what you heard? Because
No, she didn't.
What
she didn't say that.
What she say?
She did not say that.
Yes, okay. What she say?
She did not say that.
What she say? Come on.
What you're referring to is I forgot
because that's a serious allegation, and I don't want to be putting it out there.
I got the blog. I forgot the blog's name that referenced an interview that he did, and he was having a conversation about rape culture. What he did was he asked his then girlfriend, who he had been dating for a year, who had never had sex with him up until that point, if by her drinking, is that considered rape? When she came on the show, because people were giving him a lot of flack behind it, he asked her the question, and what she said was she didn't want him. She was mad at him using the word rape in the interview, because what he should have said was what he was talking about, rape culture. Because all he did was ask her, because you were drinking, do you consider that rape by you giving me sex? Again, this being the first time that they actually had sex. She said no. And not only that, but they had sex again the next morning.
Okay, well, that's you have a totally different story than what I read. So allegedly what I've read from his account, Charlamagne's account, was that they had been dating for quite some time, true, and they had not had sex. And he said that he had got tired of waiting. So one night she was scummy drunk, and he said he took the pee. That's what he said. That's the interview that I read that Charlamagne gave. And so she went back and said, well, technically, then that would make what you did rape. That's how the interview that I read. So again, all of this is allegedly, but it's like, okay, you still married him anyway. So it's like, if you really felt that was rape, why marry him? But it's like, at the same time, you drunk. If that's what his intention was, then you raped him. I mean, that's just point blank. If you took something, if you took it, it don't belong to you. Stole it, right?
He didn't take it.
He said that he took it. He said he took it.
I don't know. I don't like Charlamagne.
You also, what do you all think? Was that rape? I mean, does that make him? Because it's like, here's the thing: he slams everybody. Everybody is guilty. Like, he doesn't give people a chance to defend their position and things like that.
Right.
And so you slamming them, but all the time knowing that you have done something along the same line. So it's just like, come on, now you want somebody to have a little mercy on you, but you wasn't having mercy on nobody.
He's not asking anybody for mercy. And the thing about Charlamagne, one of his main things is that he lives his truth, so that no one can bring it back on him.
Well, he wasn't expecting that to come out.
All of this started because someone took a clip of the interview that he did when he was asking the question, did I rape my wife? Because I gave her alcohol. Right,
but why would you ask? But it's like, why would that even come up? Like, if you was drinking with somebody.
If you follow Charlamagne and his trajectory, and you'll know that now he doesn't do on-air comments like he used to that are degrading towards women. I don't even know if it's been a year. But he started posing the question or statement that hip hop or the culture at large grew up inside of rape culture. Because if you listen to the music, all of it speaks to the degradation of women and raping women specifically. And his comment was, I think I grew up in rape culture, and he started questioning the existence. And so that was just part of a conversation that he had. The blog that took it and ran with saying that Charlamagne raped his wife, they just took a snippet of the whole conversation. But if you go back and you listen to not only the conversation that he had when he had his wife call in, because she specifically said, No, and I didn't like the fact that you used the term rape in the interview when you were talking, because you were speaking to the fact that we live in an existence that is rape culture. So, and this is what it is, where they call it clickbait, where you're taking a part of something that someone says and using it for your benefit to get views on your page.
Quick question: what is Spanish fly?
Oh, that's Bill Cosby go-to.
Mara.
That's back in the 70s.
Mara said that that's actually what he said he gave his wife, alcohol and Spanish fly.
Oh, so is that like some type of drug? It's like the date rape. Okay, the date rape drug.
Also, it's like ecstasy for old people.
No, it's not a date rape.
But it's something that definitely will put you in a more sensual frame of mind and a more sensual state than ordinary. Right. So you all, is that what it does? Because again, it's like, why would you do that? So again, that's just like Bill Cosby allegedly giving these women these things to loosen them up, so to speak. And then you have sex with them. It's like, you know that they're not in a position to even make that decision. So you know that you were wrong if y'all had waited all these years.
I'm in a similar situation. Well, not similar, but somewhat a situation. I was around 16 years old. Can you hear me now?
So it's like, imagine being that. So it's like, this is all these times you haven't been together. Wouldn't you not think that that was questionable? That, oh, so you decide we're going to have sex. You know, I ain't had sex with you in a whole year. Why would you think that this would be the one time when I'm drunk and I'm out of my mind that we will have sex? Why would this be the one time? But if he gave her the Spanish fly, then you out of it, or the fly trap, or whatever it is. Or
the thing is ultimately, and at the end of the day, I feel like if no matter what it is, no matter what anybody else says, if a woman doesn't feel like she was raped, then who the heck are you to tell her that she was raped? Who are we as the public to be like, oh, that's a bad thing?
She was. He asked her.
Again, my point is he asked the question. She actually said no. So at this point in the game, it's like, okay, why is this even an issue?
Right, it's an issue because for some young woman that has experienced something similar with this, that could be struggling with the fact that she wants to know, okay, this thing happened to me. Was I raped? You know, so it's like, yes, if you didn't consent to it, then yes, you were raped. If somebody gave you something that put you heavily under a different influence or a different frame of mind, and then you had sex with them, they had sex with you, that was rape. So it's like, that's why it's an issue, not so to speak to put blame on them. But it's like, it's so many women out there that have experienced this, that have questions about whether or not they were really raped.
I'm gonna get fussed at for this one, but my thing, again, I'm a firm believer in personal responsibility. If someone puts something in your hand and says, hey, take this, and you take it, don't get me wrong, you know, they should let you go to sleep, which is what I do when I get
right
drunk.
but what if they slipping it in your drink? And
that's what I was going to say. There is a difference. If you knowingly take something, at least you knew what you were doing. You knew you were taking something ridiculous, and you should choose better people to surround yourself with. But if somebody slips something in your drink, kill them.
Right, but even if you are taking something,
I don't understand.
Here's the thing, but even if you are taking something ridiculous, that doesn't not give a person a right to have sex with you. I can be scummy drunk with my legs wide. That don't give you the right to come and touch me.
So it does not. Are you speaking about Charlemagne's situation?
I'm talking about period in general. Because we're talking about now the reason why this is a conversation while we're talking about it, not so much to speak as to it's him, it's calling it rape with him, but there are some woman out there that has experienced this, that does not know and has been battling with this, trying to figure out, you know, man, was I raped? You know, I'm really not sure. You know, listen, rape is a serious accusation, and that's nothing to, you know, to throw around light. Absolutely.
Mara says that bottom line, the rule is you can't consent when you're drunk.
And that's the law. True. That's the law. The law says that if you are drunk, you can't consent.
You know, it's so funny. I actually was having a conversation with somebody, and we were talking about the difference in people being drunk and high and things like that. So then
a woman who's past the legal alcohol limit, she can't consent to sex.
By law, it's saying that she's drunk. By law,
It does not matter.
It doesn't matter.
If you are
So
intoxicated,
even if she comes on to you,
yes, she is not in her right frame of mind to consent, according to
the law.
That is why I used to have a real big issue with,
so just
I've
move,
experienced I've actually had a couple of situations around rape culture in that regard. But I used to have a real big issue with women that I dated not drinking. If they drunk excessively, I had a real big issue with that.
So you prefer them to drink, or you prefer them not to drink?
I had an issue with them drinking excessively.
Okay, sorry.
No. To the point that if I dated someone, they wouldn't drink.
Okay.
If we are dating and I
serious.
drink and I call you and you don't give me some, we broke up. Don't just go and block me. Don't even worry about it because I'm gonna block you.
Hey, Wanda Riley. We have Monica now.
Wanda Ridley.
Hi, Wanda Ridley. Sorry. Now, Monica is saying, what level of drunk? So if I have a glass of wine, am I drunk? Monica, whatever it is.
In all legality,
legal age.
Actually, it doesn't matter if you have any alcohol, anything in your system, even drugs. No, even if you, like, let's say you have taken codeine,
you inebriated,
anything that technically influences you or could influence you, you're literally considered under the influence. So it doesn't matter if it's prescribed by a doctor; it does not matter.
So Joseph Ragland, he's saying,
rape the crackhead Tammy.
I can't.
Joseph Ragland says, if she comes on to me, I'm supposed to say no.
Yes.
Joseph, I'm saying that if you're not trying to go to jail, I would say move accordingly. That's what I would say, move accordingly, especially if it's the first encounter. See, that's the thing. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm kind of iffy with that. I don't drink. So, I'm watching and judging everybody. So, that's just
before
me.
I drink, I line up my entertainment for the night, so you know where you fall with me. So when you get that call, I call you ahead of time. I'm coming over probably about 2:00 in the morning.
But if you're past the legal
I consent before I start drinking.
but that's still rape,
right? Because see, the thing is, that's where it becomes tricky.
At any point, you can say no. That's true. I'm not. Never mind. Let's move on.
So Joseph is saying women stop passing the buck. I don't understand what you mean by that, Joseph. So I mean, it's like it's very tricky out there. So it's just like you have to move accordingly. Exactly. This has brought the same thing for me as well, because it's just like, you definitely want, especially with the dudes, this is like, man, sometimes I feel like if the woman is saying this and you really didn't rape, you really were not raped, ooh, shame on somebody just pop you upside your head, because that's not right, and you need to go to jail if you accusing somebody of rape. I hate when that happens. It's still sex. So even if oral, any type of sex, look it up. Do a Google search under laws for what's considered rape, what's considered consensual, and what frame of mind does a person have to
what if a woman is ducking while drunk?
What if they ducking while drunk?
Right.
What is that? I don't even know. Y'all got to just speak plain English, slobbing on Bob. Just say stuff like that to me so I can understand.
Take it literally. Is she ducking while drunk?
Right, but I don't know. Like it just that went right over me. So I do struggle from time to time. So you got to talk to me. Just talk to me. Don't talk at me. And that was talking at me, ducking and bobbing and all.
No, Mara, that's not the same. I'm all for women's rights and all that.
Be considered the same.
No, it's not, because here's the thing: unless he physically grabs her head and throws it down there,
she could say she felt intimidated. She feared for her life.
And see, that's why all of this mess it's too.
Let me again, keep your little bad heathenist daughters away from my son if you want them to live. Cool.
Listen, keep your trashy street walking daughters away from my sons, because we got sons that's trying to,
I'm not playing.
Make it, and you deal with stuff like this.
A young lady trying to say my son did something he didn't do.
See, yeah, that's so unfair and it's so unfortunate. So it's just like being a woman, yes, we definitely have to move better. We have to be responsible if we're drinking. Don't be out here drinking and getting scummy drunk unless you you in your comfort zone with your people. I don't even drink. As I said, I'm looking and I'm judging
Chris,
people at all times. So,
Chris,
but
I have so much love for you, man. In real life, Chris Bass said,
hey, Nicole Watson, yes, slob on Bob. That's what you know. That's what I was, brought up.
Much love for you.
That's what they told me it was. You slobbing on Bob and all kinds of stuff. So just watch how you move. And this rape thing is so serious. So if you feel like you have been raped, talk to somebody. But before you go accusing, man, that's just something very, very serious.
If
just
you feel like you've been raped, call your daddy or your brother. Let them kill
make
them.
Sure you know that that's not something that you want to throw an accusation out there, because if you not sure, or if you was drunk and you know that you gave it up and you regret it, listen, by law is rape, but on GP, you gave it up and you wasn't. You ain't want to. So
this is one where I really, I wish E would call in. I wish he was free.
So it's crazy because I can sit on both sides of the fence. So I'm just like, just move better and just make sure that you moving accordingly and make those decisions. But I don't advocate rape. I don't advocate, for accusing a dude of rape if you slept with him. So, man, work that out. What I would say is move better, move more responsibly on both ends, men and women, so that you don't have to worry about being caught up in a situation like this. So, with the next hot topic that we dealt with, since we're kind of talking about sleeping around and dating, what about women that date multiple men at the same time? Should she inform everybody that, hey, I'm seeing,
to steal E's term, hecky, for what? It is the assumption. Oh God, this one irks my entire butt.
Don't let it irk your butt.
When a woman dates a guy, it's supposedly understood that until you guys have a conversation that he is free to date whoever he wants and all this other foolishness. That's the assumption. But when a woman does it, it's wrong, or it's this or it's that. Personally, I believe in full disclosure. I'm going to tell you, you are not special. Okay. But I don't feel like she should have to. A woman should not have to sit there and say, oh, okay, well, I'm dating somebody else. Why? For what? Get your sensitive behind up out your feelings and think about what you doing. Because if you do it, it's cool because y'all aren't in a relationship. But if she does it, she a garden tool. Go jump off a bridge somewhere. That's not cool. All right.
What about you, Alvin? So do you want to know if a woman that you're talking to, if she's dating more than one man at a time?
Yeah, let me know, because I'm not a huge condom user in this lifestyle that I lead.
So be more careful. So is that the only reason why? But what does that have to do with
my safety?
Okay.
My safety. I care about me.
So now, do you disclose the same information?
I will.
No. Okay.
I will.
Okay, you will, but do you? Because if you want
dating, not sex, though. Dating and sex are different things.
Yeah. So altogether, see, and this is why you have to have that conversation, because the definition, these stupid blurred lines, you have to ask.
Let a brother know.
Right. I mean, like we're not together, so it's like what. Who initiates that conversation? So is she supposed to say, okay, I'm talking to different dudes at a time? And let me just put this myth let me put this to bed for once and for all. Listen here. Hear ye. I'm so sick of some of these dudes. Y'all, I'm gonna get some water after this. I'm so sick of y'all with this. Well, she needed well, that's just another free meal that she gets. So she's getting all these multiple meals. Sweetie. Huh? She can buy her own meal.
We're not going back to the dinner. Yeah, that's a legit
this is the conversation that some of these guys are making on this feed. Yeah. She just has the pleasure of
we're just talking about dates.
Right. But so if a woman is dating multiple men, that's just another free meal that she gets to get. That's just another free meal that she gets to get. Sweetie, when she pulling her own weight, it doesn't matter. A free meal does not matter. She can get her own meal. It does not matter. So she's dating to find somebody that she's possibly interested in.
Let me
don't care about your little meal.
Here's the thing. I've said this before, but any dude who mentions a chick wanting a free meal, there are girls, what is it, 76th and Halsted? Is that the right? Is that like I think that's right.
I don't know. What's that?
It's the stroll where you pay for it.
Oh no, they got that on Cicero too. The whole stroll.
Okay, you ain't So here's the
say that.
thing.
That's
Let
what it
me
comes
explain
from.
something to you
Streetwalker
guys.
stroll.
And ladies, if you have men who mention this
Streetwalker.
foolishness to you, please feel free to share the knowledge. If you are mentioning a woman getting a free meal because of a date, you should just go find the cheapest little hooker and just pay her for her services and be happy with your life. Therefore, you don't ever have to worry about not getting a return on your investment. At least you know exactly what you're going to get. It'll only take you, 5-10 minutes, because you probably have a small winky. So, you know ahead of time how much you're going to spend. You're going to negotiate terms. And at the end of the day, you don't ever have to call her, and you don't got to worry about her stalking you, because she's going to provide her service and leave you alone. Good job.
So what Precious said. So I'm just saying, for dudes that sit there and say, I mean, that's just like a slap in the face to a woman that can, I'm like, listen, you dating, you're looking to possibly find someone that you're interested in, not because, oh well, I mean, I'm going out, girl. You playing like you sitting there playing all week. What you gonna order? Who cares? I mean, listen, I drink smoothies 90% of the time, so I can give a crap less about you, your little meal and all. Look, we don't care. Listen, women that got it for themselves, they don't care. They're not dating because of a meal. They can buy their own meals. But then see, when you say stuff like that, now you're wrong for saying that, because
I think this
she
is
just
fake
act like
news.
she don't need no man.
I will show you text messages with proof.
I think this is fake news.
No, you got to see. You don't be reading the comments.
Proof.
You got to stalk the comments.
All the fellas who listen, I think this is fake news.
So Terry
None
Anderson,
of y'all out there worried about who feeding this.
Terry, she's saying she only disclosed information if asked.
I'm saying, like, what? Again,
Terry,
we are all grown.
I'm asking for every guy you're with now. Now you have to disclose up front.
Hey, Katie Lowe. Hey, Nicole Watson. I do what I can, Nicole. I'm just trying to help everybody out. So here's the thing, for the fellas that are concerned about the women going on these dates, I can tell you two of them right now, but I'm not going to do it to them because I respect them and I like them. But they position on some things just, trip me out sometimes. But if you are worried about, don't say them either, because you know who it is.
I'm finna be both of y'all. So Joseph, whatever his last name
Ragland.
is, yeah, him. He literally just typed in here, well, can she pay for dinner sometime too? He is one of those dudes. Thank you. Good job. Hold on. What is it that you do? I salute you for being you. Good job, dude.
Thank you.
A woman hurt you one day. It's okay. You can move on. It's
cool. Don't you love it when you know what? I am a huge fan of instant gratification, and Joseph, I appreciate you for I appreciate you, and I love my heart for you, my darling.
That's not even a real guy.
Thank you so much.
Joseph, we know your lady got your phone.
Oh,
and she put the information in. Joseph, I'm gonna send you this video so you can see it. You can check your lady later for sitting all that. Cause see, what a real dude gonna do? This is what he gonna do.
What would help us? Cause I'm tired of.
He gonna be like, y'all going out? What you doing later? All he gonna do is ask you what you doing later. Come through. Sit. End of discussion. This guy taking you out. All right, cool.
So let him do all the paying and stuff, and then you come reap the benefits.
It ain't even about all that. See, it's you just
the sexual benefits. Reap the benefits. I'm saying you reaping the benefits.
You just said it's not.
He done put all the wooing and whining and dining, and then you come on in.
That's not. You just said yourself. We should not be concerned with what the other.
This just like the playoffs.
I'm not concerned.
This just like the playoffs.
What you doing
the
later?
Last game, and they playing Michael Jordan. They playing all hard, and then they sit them down, and then they bring in the bench.
Normally,
then they bring in the bench.
Hey, I'm a six man. I'm
did the bench really win the championship? No, they did. You just came in after all the hard work was done, and you get to reap the benefits because you on the team. I got y'all, ladies. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But you ain't do the work. You just sat there.
I'm John Sally.
You sitting up there.
Hey, hold on. Time out. Everybody needs that. What is it? That under pressure performer. Even baseball, they got a closer.
That's
and
all
basketball, I don't know what it's called.
They
got
really
the second string. It don't matter. They serve their purpose. They are contractually obligated.
You all. So please. Let's put this to rest.
Come through.
If you don't want to pay for a meal, or you
said yourself, it's not about the meal.
I'm addressing these for the brothers that have an issue.
News.
Joseph done already told you it's not.
His lady got his phone.
No. Joseph done told you that it is. So if you have an issue with women dating multiple men,
we can go hang out. and we'll go Dutch, and we're just friends though, because I don't buy food on dates.
See, Joseph,
so we can be friends, and we'll talk,
Joseph,
and we can debate. We can have
That's
an
his lady.
intellectual conversation
Joseph's
about
lady.
well, Joseph's lady. Can you tell Joseph
Wait.
we're gonna
No, Joseph is saying if we at the 10th dinner date, it's her time.
Hey, I do my sports, Chris. You know I do my sports. I'm just saying.
Listen, I love it. I swear. Here's the thing. Talk about it. If you're not into dating, then say that. If you are just looking for an exclusive relationship, then you need to let that be known. Like, okay, well, listen, I took you out in hopes that we click and we connect so that we can, just date one-on-one. But if you want to keep your options open and I'm going to keep my options open, we definitely have to, let that be known. And if you have a problem with her keeping her options open, find somebody that won't keep her options open. Absolutely. That's what I just
said. Trying to go out. Did you let me know?
It don't matter.
What does she have to let you know for?
Tell him you can't come. Tell him you ain't going tonight.
Listen, I swear.
But y'all are only dating.
Tell him you didn't get permission. But she said, let it be known up front. She didn't let me know. You don't have permission to go out with him. Tell him you didn't get permission.
Oh, man, look, I'm a grown woman. How old am I again?
Then grown woman, you're behind in the kitchen, cook something.
Oh, negative. I like steak. Matter of fact, I need some tacos.
Listen, so you talking relationship stuff right there. I'm like, listen, you claiming. Then listen, okay, but wait, I got to clean my backyard up first before we talk about some sand. Listen, it take a little time.
Your booty hole. That's cool. I ain't got no problem with that.
You know what? No, because I ain't into all that. So no,
you said it.
I said clean your backyard. What does that mean to you? That's not the same like
booty hole.
It's not the same like slob on Bob. That
like
means
in real life, I'm gonna need you to stop saying shave your booty hole.
I said you to clean your backyard, not this new age definition of backyard. I don't need no traffic back there. My backyard, for those that are on the same wavelength as Mr. So Fresh over here, talking about, listen, clearing out your phone, getting rid of all the people that, was holding on, and hopefully they was next in line.
Wait, no.
That's the
never clear out your
yard that I was talking about.
Never clear out your phone.
If y'all need to know
you need backups. Don't clear out the phone. Just saying.
Well, we have Cassandra Taylor. She's saying if a man is really digging a woman, he has no problem whining and dining or courting her. I have no problem paying. Not the first date, though. I've never had this problem. Yeah, you know what?
And you never will. It's not even a discussion. Y'all are listening to fake news.
No, it ain't fake news. We got it, though, So here's the thing. It's just to each his own. If you have a problem paying, you may not want to be dating right now.
If you have a problem with paying, go find the stroll and pick you out one.
But
like
he
Michael
still got to
Jackson
pay.
Kids. Oh, that's a lovely flower.
He still got to pay. And he got to pay for extra.
But
he got to pay for the basic. He got to pay for the extra.
You know what you are getting, and you know exactly what it's going to cost. It's not like going out to dinner where you got to worry about, like the dude who had to check his bank account before we went out. Like, you ain't got to go through all that. You pull $20 out the ATM and be like, hey, what I'm going to get for $20? She going to tell you what she going to do for them $20. You can choose to accept or drive down the street to a little bit cheaper part of town, I guess, and find you something cheaper.
Ooh,
you can get exactly what you want.
Hell, gonna get your feelings hurt.
That $20.
Man, it just brought back tears to my eyes. But we're gonna take a short musical break, and when we return, we are gonna recap from last week: dating with kids. Now that's a mess, especially if you got them little raggedy little kids. You're listening to the Jaye Spot, where we strengthen a relationship and family. Conversation.
Hey, Monica.
Hey, you all.
Hey, Joseph, girlfriend.
Our organs masturbate. See, girl, you're a tall glass of water, kept at 31 degrees. My waist paralyzed by your need. My sweat begins to trickle, liquefying your solid essence. My 98 Fahrenheit rises as my oral fluids baptizes your body. Suddenly, you're the cool queen who turns into the hottie. Baby, you're melt. Baby, you melt like chocolate candy held tight within the palm gasping for air, breathing hard before it becomes creamy. Real hot, steamy. Baby, you're melting. Baby, you melt like pineapple snowballs on a hot summer's day as I suck your juicy flavor and you refresh my flesh. Sending chills to my brain, a slight tinge of pain. You liquefy like humid air, turn to rain. Baby, you're melting. My thrust is accelerating. My back is agitated by your razor sharp nails. Our body burns from the friction, so as we smoke, I inhale. Baby, you melt. Baby, you melt. Baby, you melt. Baby, you melt. You melted all over me like warm butter on hot toast. So I toast, holding my glass high. I propose a toast to you, the one who was so cool. When I looked at you, you made my eyelids turn blue, like the ice that keeps my drinks cool, but no longer, 'cause baby, you melted.
Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jaye, and sitting next to me, we have Pretty Precious Bonner. Hey, Precious.
Hey, Jay. Hey,
How you
everybody.
doing?
I am phenomenal.
Good. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. And next to Pretty Precious Bonner, we have huggable, handsome, smelling good, crap talking, Mr. Alvin Lay. Hey, Alvin, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing wonderful. Listen to all this nonsense.
Right, you talking a whole lot of jive tonight.
No,
Hey, we ain't heard that term in a long time. I'm gonna bring it back.
That
You talking a whole lot of jive
Y'all got
over
dudes,
there.
Y'all got dudes out here getting their phones stolen by their ladies, making all these ridiculous comments.
Hey, if he's that way.
Listen, it's real. It is real. You know where it's real? The J Spot. Please follow us like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot, and also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Wait, Nicole said, Alvin, let me find out you boring in the bed.
Oh!
Wait, who is it?
Nicole.
Yeah.
Terry Anderson, she's saying she liked the soundtrack. That's called Baby You're Melting by Mr. Self. And we have his information posted on our page. Again, that's Baby You're Melting by Mr. Self. Mr. Self, if you're available, shoot her that link while we're on the feed and we can definitely get this cracking. But you all listen. Last week we talked about dating with kids. Alvin, what has your experience been like since you have kids in dating? Because you always are the exception to the rule. I mean,
I told y'all a few of them. Well,
do you introduce your kids to women that you're dating?
No, I've only done that once, and that wasn't even in person. It was she had FaceTime me or whatever you call it, and my son was in the car. And, I'm not a rude person, so, I introduced him.
I'm rude. I don't care who I'm on the phone with and who in my car. I ain't nope.
Yeah, I used to be real funny. I used to be super funny about that, real protective.
Why?
I told y'all about this a long time ago. Dre's mom started dating, and she was dating this old head who was like 50 years old. And, he was Daisy and my son. Yeah, I'm gonna take you horseback riding and fishing and all this stuff. Me, I'm like, all right, cool. I never took him horseback riding. I really don't care for horses like that. And so now Dre mom stuck because now because of Dre, now she has to go spend time with this dude.
That is the worst feeling in the world.
And she didn't really want to go. I'm laughing. I'm like, you gonna go? You done promised my son all these daisies in this world, so y'all just gone. But she procrastinated and got there super late. Now the dude done cooked her dinner and lit some candles and all kind of stuff and wanted to be special. And so now his feelings hurt. He threw them back in the car, drove them all the way home, kicked them out the car. I didn't hear about it till the next day. So when I hear about it, I'm laughing. I'm like, he sent you home. But what I didn't understand was he didn't make this right with my son. So now I'm on 10. I'm like, wait, whoa, hold on. What happened? He did, Dre was crying when he realized he didn't see horses and fish. I was like, I instantly flipped to the other Alvin that people don't get to see no more. I'm like, you find this dude, you tell him he better make it right before the sun go down. I'm gonna find him.
All right.
Did
he make it right?
He finally got in contact because he wouldn't answer the phone, but he finally got in contact when I told him that. I was like, put my son on the phone. You cool? Or do you still want to go? Because this dude will take you tonight if you want to go. And my son was like, nah, I don't want to go anymore. I was like, all right, we'll work this out later. But as long as you cool, I don't have to hurt this dude.
So now we have Monica is saying that I always leave her out. Monica Laurel is my cyber co-host.
Hey,
Not
Monica.
leaving you out, Monica. My cyber co-host. Thank you so much. We have Mara saying Sadaisy. Okay, Mara, I'm with you on that one. I'm just like,
Sadaisies.
Okay, well,
y'all never got Sadaisies?
No.
That's what a guy throw all this fancy stuff in your face. It's Sadaisies.
Oh, okay.
Bull
junkie. Talk all that bull junkie and ain't
We've already established I'm exceptional. So
I'm gonna take you to the top of the world and we're gonna see the sunrise over Lake Michigan, all this crazy stuff.
Joseph Ragland is saying he don't have to make it right with your son, man, please.
Man, please.
Wait, so here's
man, please. I'd have found that dude.
Now, Precious, what about you? Do you introduce them to your kids?
No.
Not ever?
No.
Now, what do you guys think about this? Calling when you do finally meet someone that you're interested in and everything works out and you introduce them to your kids. How do you address that? How do you introduce that person? Mr., Mrs., you call them my friend, it's your uncle, this your auntie, this.
They get no titles except the proper title, which is Mr. Whoever you are. It doesn't, how do I know you? You exist and you are a human being.
Now, what about you, Alvin? How would you introduce the person that you're
by the name?
By the name. Oh, so no misters and no aunts or uncles. Because back in the day, they was real good for that auntie and uncle crap, and I'm just like, okay, well, if this is my uncle, like what you doing is just real, like it's nasty. Like, don't be telling these kids that this your uncle and y'all down there drinking wild Irish rolls. Ain't listen,
but you gotta understand, they go with it. If y'all in the street, or y'all been in the street, and y'all done lived y'all life, and y'all done had kids by certain people, and they not. Then you have.
You should kids. Not be lying to no kid. That is not your auntie or uncle. And then they hear y'all back there hunching. Wait a minute.
People that you have sex with, and they have the same, titling as a relationship. Just because we're having sex does not mean you are my boyfriend. If you accidentally see me and my children in public, you do not immediately become somebody special. You are a human being, and you should be treated with respect as an adult. Therefore, you are Mr. or Miss.
Wait. I gotta get Dante more. Ladies, no one wants to meet your raggedy kids by another dude. They are not his responsibility.
Oh, Dante, bless your silly little heart, Jesus. Bless your silly little heart.
Hey, I told y'all last week about my situation when
Dante, you took me out with that one right there. He said nobody.
I promised you I wasn't gonna be petty today, so
but you know what? Here's the thing. Well, watch this.
Back in the day when I used to do my late night calls, I used to try and get in after bedtime and get in and stay in the room until the kids are fast asleep. Because that's how when I told y'all last week, old girl was like, "Can you talk to my son? He need a role model because he pulled the knife out on his teacher." I'm like, "What? You want me to talk to the kid who pulled the knife out on an adult, and I'm the next adult?" You crazy?
Wait, Nicole, you right. Nicole said kids can break up a good relationship. I'm just saying, and that was a good point though, Nicole, that I was gonna bring up that we talked about last week is what happens, when your kids don't like the person that you're with, but legit they really a good person. But
Right.
like Dante said, they were some raggedy little kids. But let me just go back to
Oh,
address
fix it,
Dante
Jesus.
with the raggedy kids. You know what? That's fine, Dante, and I agree with you because don't nobody want to meet your raggedy kids either. So I'm just saying that if the kids is raggedy all around the board, don't nobody need to meet them. But here's the thing. If you are dating someone with kids and you're looking forward to moving forward, then you can't have that type of attitude. Because see, Dante, I respect Dante because I would want to know that that's how you think about another man's kids.
What?
So I cannot get involved with you because you come for mine, it's gonna be like it ain't gonna even
I
end
can't
well
even
for
hold it no
nobody.
more. Dante, let me tell you something, sweetie. There's a certain level of person that you should be before you talk to a grown person, especially a grown woman who has children, and you ain't it, sweetie.
Well, I mean, I ain't gonna
So-
kill him
Why
like
not?
that. I'm
Oh,
just
no,
saying,
no,
'cause
I
he's-
don't have time.
He's, because
Why
we're
y'all taking that
responsible.
personal?
It's like
not a
you're
matter of being
entitled
personal.
to feel how you feel. Just as a parent, you want to feel these type of people out because there are people out there, both men and women, that don't want to deal with anybody else's kids.
Here's the
You
thing,
need,
though.
as the parent, you need to be able to identify them before bringing them into the presence of your kids.
If
So
your
I
children
respect the
are
opinion.
bad and heathenish,
Wait,
leave
hold on.
them
Y'all
with
got
their daddy, okay,
y'all
or
got
their
an
mama,
evangelist
or
on
whatever. You stupid. I can't with you today. I really can't. But at the end of the day,
I'm like
here's my thing.
evangelist. Hold on.
Here's my thing. You don't. A lot of, and it kills me because a lot of men are under the impression that women want a father for their children. Sweetie, no, okay, no, that's not what all women want. At the end of the day, you might just be there to serve your purpose sexually. That might be that may be the only thing that you are good at in life. Don't think somebody wants you to meet their kids because they like calling you.
So again, with that is I respect that. I respect Dante's opinion on that and his feelings on it because again, these
Stand
are the type
firm,
of
Dante.
people that when people have that, this is what you need to know so that you can know how to proceed if you want to proceed with that type of relationship. Because there are some men that have a problem with women having multiple kids by multiple dudes. There's a problem. Women have problems with men that have multiple baby daddies. But again, that's why I always say, let's hold fast on the chandelier swinging and the backflips, and let's get to the meat and the potatoes on if we potentially hit it off. What do you bring to the table? What do I bring to the table? And if what we're bringing is it deal breakers? So you guys, we're going to take a short musical break. And when we return, we're talking about our topic tonight: abandonment, marriage, physical and emotional abandonment. Did they just walk they raggedy end out the door and ain't told you nothing? What? We're going to talk about it. You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time, on IntellectualRadio.com.
Hey, you yeah, about to go get it. Yeah, I'm about to go get it. About to go get it. This about to change my living. Yeah, about to go get it. Yeah, I'm about to go get it. About to go get it. This about to change my living. What? I woke up early in the morning. Yeah, I had a bright idea. I woke up early in the morning. Yeah, I had a bright idea. And it's gonna make $1 million. It's gonna make $1 million. It's gonna make $1 million. And I'm about to get it. I woke up early in the morning. Yeah, I had a bright idea. I woke up early in the morning. Y'all just don't know how I feel. And it's gonna make $1 million. It's gonna make $1 million. It's gonna make $1 million. And I'm about to get it. Y'all, I woke up sitting in my Maserati. Candy paint black, got the big body. Later this evening, I'ma switch up on them. Jump in the back of my Bugatti. Yeah, backseat president, 5-bed resident. Ain't thinking about paying rent. Got skyscraper condos, car for the elevator. Floor won't gon' be pent. See money like water, so I can just spend it. Cause I just invented some shit that's intended to keep on making me that guapa. Don't know that deal is beginning. Man, I don't even cook myself. Get washed up coming to America. Got ladies all around like hell. Throw my clothes on, hit the hysteria, yeah. Diamonds Diamonds on the neck. You see me. Cuban on the wrist. Born with the fit. But the fit is 8216. Yeah, I had a plan. Now I'm the man. So I'ma take it as far as I can. Gonna got me a whole island. Yeah, I'm gonna be out here wildin'. I woke up early in the morning. Yeah, I had a bright idea. I woke up early in the morning. Yeah, I had a bright idea. And it's gonna make $1 million. It's gonna make $1 million. It's gonna make $1 million. And I'm about to get it. So fresh and so clean. That's what they say. Armani suit and it's tailored to me. Always gonna have some Chuck Taylors on me. Keep a bunch of different flavors on me. Big face, all I want is big face. That's what keep a hustler in the rich place. That's what keep the haters with the shit face. Keep the money coming at a fast pace. Yeah, got a boat that I dock Costa Rica. Model on deck, mamacita. Plus there's plenty of room, dozens of meters for when I pop bottles and turn with my people. Hell no, I ain't worried about nothing. Got dogs here to push that button. Plus I got a whole staff on payroll, so I gotta eat like blood. Turn my millie silly. Eat steaks like I'm in Philly. One of the ghosts like I'm Billy. But I'm a ghetto boy like Willie. They trip off the way that I came up. Cause now when I go private plane up, yeah, red out any time of the day, I'm on my way and I step my game up, yeah. I woke up early in the morning, yeah, I had a bright idea. I woke up early in the morning, yeah, I had a bright idea. And it's gonna make $1 million. It's gonna make $1 million. It's gonna make $1 million. And I'm about to get it. I woke up early in the morning, yeah, I had a bright idea. I woke up early in the morning, y'all just don't know how I feel. And it's gonna make $1 million. It's gonna make $1 million. It's gonna make $1 million. And I'm about to get it. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it.
Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time on IntellectualRadio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jaye, and sitting next to me, we have Pretty Precious Bonner. Hey, Precious, how you doing?
Hey, everybody. Hey, Jaye.
Woo-hoo. It is hot in here today. Woo! And next to Pretty Precious Bonner, we have huggable, handsome, smelling good, Alvin Lay. Hey, Alvin, how you doing?
Thank you. I endorse this message.
Yes.
If
And
I'm not your favorite, I want to know why.
Oh, you are. I believe in yesterday. Yes, I do. You all please go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Also follow us on Twitter at J Spot, and also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. You all, if you would like to share your story briefly about abandonment, physical abandonment, sexual abandonment, emotional abandonment, or did the person just up and never came back? Call us 708-223-8953. Again, the number is 708-223-8953. Please be brief as possible if you decide to call, because we're going to have to kindly let you know, and we're just going to have to let you go.
And intelligent and articulate.
So you're going to have to charge it to our head and not to our hearts, because we're going to have to get through this. So, abandonment. What is marriage abandonment in your opinion, Precious? What is marriage abandonment?
When you cease to perform the duties that you should be doing in your unit.
Okay. Alvin, what about you? What does marriage abandonment mean to you?
When you leave your wife and kids and start a whole new family on the other side of town.
According to an online source, marriage abandonment or desertion, which is the legal term, means that one spouse has left the other without consent. So that means you carried your funky in to the store and you never came back. That's what that means. So they just done left and they just never returned again. Now, abandonment and separation are two different things. Abandonment, you're leaving without consent and knowledge. Separation is mutual. You mutually decided, you know what, this is not working. We need to go our separate ways, because a lot of people get abandonment and separation mixed up. two different issues, two totally different issues. So if you got somebody and they just out there philandering, they just living a whole different lifestyle, you just good and single. Now, did you tell them that you was still married, that you got a wife tucked away in Lightfoot, Mississippi somewhere, and you up here in the big city, you in the Big Apple, and you just living it up like you left with all them kids and you just living it up just real good. Now, is it legal to abandon a marriage? In your opinion, is it legal?
That's a good question.
Is it, in your opinion, is it legal? Do you know if it's legal or not?
I don't know if it's legal. I would say that it isn't illegal. I mean, because again, abandonment to me has different things. Like there's a such thing as mental abandonment. There's, mental abandonment. There's everything other than physical.
Okay. Now let me help you all out. According to an online source, there is no yes or no answer because the laws differ from state to state. So if you talking about abandoning a marriage, please make sure you do your due diligence. We're using big words tonight, you all. Mm-hmm. Make sure you check because from state to state, the laws differ and it depends on how the length of time. So there's a lot of variables that come into play that will let you know whether or not this is something legal or illegal. But we have a caller on the line. Hey, caller.
Please don't be Dante.
Please say your name and where you're calling from.
Yes, it is Dante. I'm here.
Hi, Dante. How can we help you? Thank you so much for tuning in. Life, what's your comment on the topic?
Yes.
Marriage abandonment.
Yes, I was doing the topic about marriage abandonment. Yes, you're absolutely right. If somebody's not handling their piece of the marriage and their unit, I consider that abandonment.
Facts. We actually agree.
Absolutely. Huh. So with it being legal, again, I want to definitely stress, please check with your local state laws and also check with your family court system because they are the only ones that can definitely answer this question because again it differs from state to state. It differs on the amount of time. Everything differs. So thank you so much, Dante, for calling in. Thank you so much for supporting the feed. We appreciate you. Thank you all so much. So again, check from state to state, but it differs. So you have to prove if it was if that person maliciously left, or if you drove them to leave because you drinking and you acting crazy and they can't stand to be around you. Yeah, they abandoned the relationship, they abandoned the marriage, but you made them leave. So therefore, technically, that's just one of the situations where it really would not be considered an illegal abandonment of the marriage because you made them leave because you was crazy.
So basically, you stopped performing your duties that you should do
and
as
then
a
you got left.
As a partner.
So you can't be crazy and get left and then say
I would say essentially you left. When you withdraw yourself from doing what you're supposed to do, you abandon you abandon the marriage.
Now, here are some examples on what is considered marriage abandonment. This is how you would kind of know, okay, this person has abandoned the marriage. First, the spouse has left the home and they don't plan on coming back. Never, ever. They just ain't coming back. You called them, told them, listen. They like, listen, I ain't coming back. Never. We ain't come. Never. Why you leave?
Make sunshine call.
Right. They ain't coming back. Or they no longer provide financially for the family. Those are examples of what it means to be abandoned. But if that person moves out, but they're still paying the bills and they're still taking care of that household, technically, legally, that's not, they haven't abandoned. They just left because there's some issues that they can't, there's some irreconcilable differences, but that's not abandonment. So again, contact an attorney, contact family law, because these are the only ones different from state to state that can really give you an example and just really concrete let you know if it's abandonment. And another thing, if a person has left and they truly did abandon you, you have to prove that by the length of time. But if you're going back and forth, like they were gone for 6 months, then they came back, well, it's no longer abandonment because they came back. So you got to start the clock all over. So it's just a lot of gray areas. So who got time to even be dealing with somebody like this?
That is why
one
if they
day
choose
you wake
to
up,
leave,
you want to be here. Next day you don't. Listen,
the smart thing to do, if someone chooses to leave you and you live together, let me help your life right now. Forward their mail to their mother's house. Okay. Change the locks. Therefore, once they have left, they have abandoned the home and they are receiving mail at another residence. In all legality, I would make sure it was in a different state, because technically, once you're receiving mail at a different state after 30 days, I believe, I know Indiana, it's 30. No, Illinois is 30 days. Indiana is 60. You are legally a resident of that state because that is where your mail is arriving. So if someone lives if you live in Chicago, send their mail to their friend's house in Indiana. And technically, they abandon you because they moved to an entirely different state than.
Well, that's not really true, because if they're still supporting the household and they're still going over there, they haven't abandoned.
If you let that person come back after they left, you stupid. You get what you get. Come on.
I'm just saying that's not because they have them out there. He done left you for 6 months because he got tired of sneaking around. He just wanted to be with old girl. So he go over there and be with old girl, find out it wasn't what it cracked up to be. So he come back, you let him come back. Okay, well, the clock starts all over again. But if he was still taking care of the house, he didn't abandon you. According to the law, legally, he didn't abandon you.
Move.
But, hey, ethically and morally, I don't know. That depends on how you are rocking. But
so if you mail a check for a monetary sum to the house,
he hasn't abandoned.
He hasn't abandoned.
Well, that's kind of like we were talking about with child support.
$20 hookup.
Right. So that's like with child support. So in all legality, so long as that person is providing financial assistance for a child, they're not abandoning that child. Right. Whether they ever set eyes on that child or not, they're still not abandoning.
Well, but then that's another thing that's different, because and that's why I say check with your states, because there are different types of abandonment, especially when it comes to children. That's a whole different ball game. So check the laws. Do a Google search on it, because you don't want to be sitting up here playing around. You get your end locked up because, check the laws. I'm saying this is serious, and I don't want to give you no bad information. Jay said, now you got the sheriffs, now you got to do all this. No, we just trying to help you out. So check your laws for local listings before you walk your end out that door and say, I ain't coming back because he jumped off the chandelier and it was good, and I ain't coming back because old girl just laid out. I ain't coming back. You better think twice.
I got a question. Have you ever been abandoned in a relationship?
No. Nope. Have you?
Technically, yes. If we won't be honest, technically, yes. And that's actually why I'm divorced. So, and again, I believe the person checks out of a relationship long before they actually leave. And for me, if you are not doing what it is you're supposed to do in a marriage as my partner, then you've abandoned my relationship, and therefore I'm single, and we don't need to be together.
So now we have Evangelist Kobe. I ain't even gonna try the last name, but he's saying that Alvin is having flashbacks.
Bless your
and he
heart,
said, "Don't
Kobe.
listen to Precious." And Mara is saying, "Alvin, you awful quiet." Now, with just to
I've never
piggyback
been married.
On what you said though, Precious. So there are different types of abandonment, which is why we're talking about all aspects. So that was the marriage part of the abandonment. But now we're going to talk about physical abandonment. What is considered physical abandonment? In your opinion, what do you think physical abandonment, when you say you physically abandoned me, what do you think that means?
That's when I put you out on the side of the highway.
Okay.
Keep going.
What about you, Alvin? What do you think that physical abandonment means?
All I imagine is somebody putting somebody in a chokehold and throwing them out with a suitcase.
Well,
I'm saying
physical. When it's talking about abandonment, it's talking about sexual abandonment. Now, according to an online source, sexual abandonment means a spouse leaves the marriage in spirit by refusal to have sexual relations. That is physical abandonment. So you still technically in the house, y'all sleeping in the same bed, but y'all ain't doing horizontal mambo. What's this foolishness? I'm just trying to figure out how we in separate bedrooms. You got your bed, I got my bed. We living on separate floors of the house.
That's some stuff a lady will do.
That's physical abandonment.
You're not finna be up in my house. Shut up. Let me be.
What would cause a person? But what would cause a person?
That's some woman stuff.
So think about it. What would cause a person to physically abandon their relationship or the marriage?
A man would abandon his wife physically in that manner is if his old lady tell him he can't have sex with her no more.
Okay.
What was the question again?
What would cause a person to physically abandon their marriage or the relationship? What would cause them to just quit having sex with you?
Oh, I don't know. I know you're not gonna be
In
married
your
to me.
opinion.
Nothing. Wanting a divorce, wanting to die.
No, now there are reasons why people would
Everything gotta
physically.
end with death with you.
Yep.
There are reasons
That is the only
people
solid way to make sure that
abandon
their
their
door is
marriages
closed
or
and shut.
relationships physically or sexually. And here are some of the reasons. Okay, first of all, if you cheating, if I suspect you cheating, don't touch me. Okay, you're not touching nothing till we figure out where you been.
You would be the abandoner.
No, if you out sticking it somewhere
But you
else,
don't know. You said if I think.
Yeah.
My intuition is on point. So if I think it, you're doing it. I'm just gonna put it like
But
that.
again,
for those that think,
you abandon.
So why not leave?
Yep.
Why not just break up?
You're absolutely right. The next one is weight gain. You done got too big. He done got too big. Somebody is abandoned. You're sexually abandoning the relationship.
Cat Williams said, "Don't nobody care about no stretch marks. Either you was big and got small, or you was small and got big."
That's not true because some men, they're very particular about a woman's size. Like, listen, I married you. You was a size 6. Now you done got to a 16. And let's be honest. I mean, that would change. I'm gonna be honest with you. That would change the way I look at you. Like, that would definitely change your sexual chemistry because they're no longer physically the person that you're attracted to. Am I saying that gives you a reason to go out and cheat and all that? No, that's when that till death do us part stuff kick in, and we got to get in there and motivate each other to just get our mind right and get our health right. That's what that means. But that is a reason that people do, because they're just no longer attracted to who are they with. Your woman, she done let herself go. She ain't fixing herself up the way she used to. She, smelling like motor oil. And when at first she used to smell like,
How do you smell like motor
peaches and berries and stuff.
But who's the abandonee if
the person that stopped, she's still the same. Just because she smelled like motor oil, you stop wanting to sleep with her.
But you know what? Here's the thing, and this is one of those things that bother me.
Couldn't the question be raised that she stopped wanting to sleep with me because she started smelling like motor oil?
But here's the thing: we're not questioning who's the aggressor as far as who's the abandoner. We're just saying that this is some of the reasons that people abandon the relationship.
Here's my thing: it's important to know because let's say when we first got together, I smell like roses and daisies, and now all of a sudden I smell like motor oil.
Right.
Well, the real question for me is, why do I smell like motor oil?
Absolutely.
Did you quit your job and now you a bum and now I gotta have 2 jobs and work as a mechanic to support our household? Then you abandoned me. I don't care what I smell like.
Or you gave me that little ring and I still agreed to marry you, knowing that we was gonna be poor.
So now I gotta have 2 jobs.
See what I'm saying, Precious? That's why we here. We got it. So that's why. So it's like, choose ye wisely on the situations that you walk into, because you could be setting yourself up for some unknown, circumstances. That's all I'm saying. Just do your research, figure out what you're doing. Listen, you can't be sitting up here. He just had it all together. And now, receding hairline and all this and that, or, just life takes its toll on you. And you didn't age the way I thought you looking like a dirty old man.
But you know what? Here's the thing. If you got married for a person's physical appearance, then you got married for the wrong reasons anyway, and you should have been by yourself. It doesn't. I feel like once you say I do and you get married,
call me later, okay? Because
see what I'm saying. See what I'm saying? Like, again, I'm not that much of a physical like looking at you. I'm not physically attracted to a lot of people, so that doesn't bother me. However, it's more so about how I feel about you and what we have going on. If I stop mentally dealing with you, we done.
Well, you know what, Precious, and that's why I love you. You are near and dear to my heart, because I cannot sit here and make that same statement. I'm not saying that I'm going to leave and abandon my relationship, but if you sitting up here breathing like, come here again. What?
So,
no, wait a minute. You just sound creepy. You didn't sound like that at first.
That don't count, because here's the thing. When I start noticing how you breathe, you have abandoned the relationship, and that's your fault, because you done something to make me notice how you breathe. That's right. I mean,
but it could be weight gain.
No,
and
it ain't
then
that much weight.
Well, if another stretch mark show up, we gonna name it and give it a room.
Like, this is the curly fry right here. This was from the curly fries. This was from the donuts. This was from the bagel.
But hold on. What if the curly fries and the donut were homemade and she made them from scratch?
Right, but
that's different.
It still went. right there. So
why
he
not
may
go to the
want all
gym
them
though?
love handles because she probably got comfortable with it. He's still gonna
I'm
be
still
here. I'm
surprised
still
ladies let me
housing
get
it
on top of them
down.
as much weight as I gained.
You surprised they did what?
Let me get on top of them as much weight as I gained.
Gots to be more careful. Hey, ladies, you heard the warning here. Listen, you heard it not. Listen, right from the horse's
I be
mouth.
like, you want me on
He's
top?
like, he gonna get on top and smash you, literally.
And another thing too, guys, sickness. People are physically abandon their relationships because of sickness. Now, listen, something happened to you where you can no longer perform your spousely duties. Now you want to jump ship. Listen, I know this couple. Now, the man, his wife, she was in an accident, and so it left her where she has the mental capability and the mental capacities of like an 8-year-old. So the husband, left the wife. The husband gave the wife back to her parents because, she wasn't there anymore. I'm like, what kind of bull junkie is that? I mean, we said till death do us part.
No.
So you gon' that to me, that's some low down stuff right there. It's not her fault. Be thankful that she survived the accident.
Again, it's not her fault. However, as an adult, one, that woman could never truly consent to anything, and therefore that is another child that you are taking care of.
To death do us part.
Again, I'm all for death do you part and all of that good stuff. However, that's an 8-year-old needs 24-hour care. An 8-year-old cannot fend for themselves, which means as an adult, as a responsible adult, you have to take care of that person or provide care for them 24 hours a day, which means that person.
But you promised to. You made those vows.
I am going to promise to put you in a home and allow people to take care of you. I will gladly pay for it all the time.
And that's what he did. That's what he's doing, and he's moved on. And I'm just like, I don't know. So what are your thoughts on that, Alvin? Like, is that a leak? Is that something that you could be comfortable with moving on? Say if that's sickness and that was the case, you could put them away because technically, she got the body of a woman, but the mind of a kid. This is too much for me to deal with. Is that something that is that a fair?
See, that's what I'm saying. That's crazy. She could never consent to sex. So again, and on top of that, if she has the mental capacity of an 8-year-old, right? You can never have sex with her. And if you did, I'm
a loyalist. So just bouncing on somebody like that is something I couldn't do. But
I'm not saying that this is not a case where if some people had to go to look for outside gratification, I don't know how I would feel, but all I can think of is if that were me, I would want you to stay there with me because that's what you said that you was gonna do. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Look at it like this though. This person has the mind of a child, so that person is now your child. That changes the dynamic
of the relationship. Period.
And so if it comes down to physical relations, I don't think that would stop me from taking care of the person.
Which then again, that's
stop you from being married to them and being still, being that husband.
Notice I never said leave them. I didn't say that. What I said was you do absolutely. You are morally obligated to take care of that person. I never say divorce.
But again, that's a whole dynamic because now you got to think healthcare and all that.
But that's why I said the best thing that you could do for that person would be to make sure that they have 24-hour care, which is what they need. I'm not saying don't go by and hang out with them. I'm not saying don't bring them home when you got an off day. I'm not saying none of that. What I'm saying is you have to make sure that person is cared for. Absolutely. And I know me being the type of person that I don't like children. Okay. I mentally cannot have that on me to where I'm at work stressing about, oh Lord, I wonder, did she eat? Did he set the house on fire? Did this happen? I can't handle that. And anybody I'm going to be with, if that's what life you want from me, we good.
So we have Monica. She's saying, I work in a nursing home and that is common. Yeah. And like I said, I don't think that it would be easy, but I'm not just sure if I can just up and, abandon the person that I promised to love through sickness and health and all this other stuff. I mean, just like I say, if, you have some people that, they're paralyzed, and, just the whole dynamic. See, that's why it's like marriage is so doggone serious. It's just like, you got to kind of think of some things like that. Like, if the worst happened, could I stick with you? Can I stay with you? Can I love you through it all? Can I try to love you out of it? Because if you can't, then it's like, okay, you take you and that little old broke down ring you trying to give me, and we can keep this, thing moving.
But here's the thing, being paralyzed, that's different, because a physical disability is different than a mental disability.
But they still can't do nothing. You just sit in the chair, nothing works.
I'm not gonna call a name, but I have a friend. He
right,
will tell you gladly everything works.
But what if it doesn't? If you listen, I know some of them that just nothing works.
But here's the thing: are they still able to be there for you the way you need them to be, mentally and emotionally, and all of this other stuff?
Yeah, but they not
can't have sex,
right?
And I go get some more.
Right.
Sex,
so
like,
again, so those are just different.
We gonna handle that part.
Kinda, looking for, especially when you're talking about abandoning a person that you promised to love. And then we have the next one is emotional abandonment. Now, according to an online source, emotional abandonment is when there is no connection and your emotional needs aren't being met in the relationship or marriage. Now, this can be intentional or unintentional. It truly depends on that person's motives. Now, some people think that emotional abandonment means that you physically apart, but you could still be sleeping there in the same bed,
the same house,
in the same room, and there's no connection. Like they say, the thrill is gone. It's gone. What
exactly.
you do? You done left the relationship. Your heart is somewhere else. You having an emotional affair somewhere over here, but you still coming home and you going through the marital or relationship motion, but your heart ain't here. How do you fix that? Can you move past something like that?
So again, I actually tried. When I was married, one of the things, like for me, I felt I was married, like we lived in the same house, we had kids. I felt by myself, period. And I told him this. I was like, dude, I'm not feeling you right now. I'm like, what's going on? Like, y'all know I'm that person. I'm like, look, this ain't working. I had the conversation, or attempted to have the conversation with him, to say, hey, I'm not feeling it. I don't understand, whatever this is, it's not working. Like, we have to do better. And still going forward, it never would consistently be what I needed. So for me at that point, it's just like, you know what, I'm not gonna be the dead horse, period. So when somebody leaves you and you don't have that emotional, whatever it is, why are you there?
Now we have Willie. He's saying that is a very difficult situation and not typical, although common. And then we have Monica. She's saying for physical and mental illnesses, there are medications to suppress the sex drive. That's interesting to know.
You're trying to say, since your guy emotionally left you, slip him a pill so he can lose his sex drive?
Slip him a Mickey. That's what I'm saying. That's from a co-host.
Monica, you're not right. You're not right.
Now, here are a few examples of emotional needs for relationships and marriages. Now, to be listened to. That's what we need. When we're in a relationship, we need to be listened to and to be understood. If we're not, we're going to feel like we by ourselves. To be nurtured, to be appreciated and valued, for love and affection. You need that, you need that connection, you need that stimulation in order to feel wanted, loved, and needed. And the final thing is for companionship. Don't be an old raggedy shoe in the mud type person because now you don't want to be there. Listen, I think that when you get to that point, go to therapy before walking out on your marriage. Try to fix it. I'm all about, listen, trying to, see some other options. And maybe it's not always possible. I've never been married, didn't make it down that aisle. I just backtracked and I said, no, I ain't ready for this.
You know what? I would say that if you are in a mental space where you truly still believe that there is hope for your marriage or your relationship or your whatever it is, absolutely go to counseling, go to all of that good stuff. However, do not let that person try to dangle counseling in your face once you are truly done. as a, hey, but we can do this. Because a lot of times what people will do is, oh, we're in a marriage and it's not working. I'm like, baby, let's go to counseling. Baby, we need to do this. And it's like, I ain't going no counseling. Well, once they finally realize you're serious and you're about to leave, they're like, no, we're going to go to counseling. Let's go talk to pastor. Don't fall for that crap. At least that's my advice. Somebody else will tell you always go. No, because what happens is people know that you have a willingness and a desire to make things work. And so they will dangle every carrot in front of your face and make you out to be the bad guy. When you decide that I don't want that anymore. So just make sure, when you're suggesting counseling before you are ready to leave, don't let them at the back end come in and dangle that for you.
Now, Nicole Watson, she said, I've been there. I tried to rekindle the relationship, but we couldn't get that fire back, so I left. And see, my thing is
Keisha Boy says she's there now.
Wow, Keisha. If you care to, give us a little bit more information, we definitely want to see what's going on. But the thing is with that is I just believe wholeheartedly, like before I walk out, I want to feel like I've exhausted all possibilities.
I'm going to take this one. Keisha, you said, what if kids are involved? Keisha, inbox me. We'll talk.
If kids are involved, it's like you can't stay for, I would never suggest staying in something for the kids, but I would say definitely try to get counseling. And listen, here's the thing. It's not always in the best interest of the couple to get counseling from a pastor or somebody that you both know, because a lot of times it's hard for them to see things objectively, so you definitely want to go and find an outside party that both of you all are comfortable with talking to and see if you can hash it out. And then, you know what? Sometimes you just got to go back to the basics, go back to dating each other, go back to how things started with you all. Here's the thing. If it's some cheating, some all that other crap, listen, you're going to have to tackle through that first.
Go back and to the dude she cheated on.
Right. Yeah. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this from personal experience. Never stay with somebody for your children. 9 times out of 10, if you are with somebody, y'all have children together, and you are miserable, your children are miserable and they're hiding it very well, or you're just not looking. Do not. That is one thing. That is one thing I always tell people. Never, ever, ever stay with somebody. I don't give a rat's behind if y'all got 1,000 kids and your vagina don't work no more. I don't care if you have a 2nd grade education and you can't read. They make Section 8 and welfare for that. Do not stay with somebody that you are absolutely miserable with.
But my thing is, before you leave, if you are absolutely miserable, before you leave, try to see if you can fix it. I mean, if both of you guys are willing to fix it and it can be fixed, if it's a salvageable problem, then fix it before walking out. I mean, because there's always almost light at the end of the tunnel. I'm just optimistic.
Sometimes that light is a divorce in separate households.
Right, but then sometimes it's just as simple as, you know what? Let me see what he's talking about. Like, let me really listen to what he's talking about. Because if he say, you know what, you got a bad attitude and you talk too much and he can't even get it out because you talking too much. Yeah. He got a point. He done got tired of hearing you talk. That's why he out in the street, because he tired of what he coming home to.
No.
He could be tired of what he coming home to. So it's like, you gotta listen.
Preach.
And then for the ladies that's going out there and they talking to these other dudes, listen, she wants your love, your time, and affection, and you ain't giving it to her. So she talking to it and getting it from her work husband at the job. So you better open your eyes up and get your understanding.
If they are
together.
Cheating, they are garden tools and they need to be on their own.
I don't necessarily agree with that, because there are always it's always some signs.
There is never a reason to cheat, ever.
I don't condone the reasons to cheat, but there are reasons to cheat, because people do cheat. Let's be honest. They're cheating because they're not. First of all, if you just an HOE, they don't even count. You just an HOE. So you shouldn't have got with the HOE because you thought you could change them because you were doing the backflips. No, you just got with the wrong person because they was putting it down, and that was a wrong choice on your behalf. And now you're trying to change them. You knew exactly what you was dealing with. So I don't really count that person because you tried to change them. They done showed you who they are. They got 5 kids on you before y'all even got married, and y'all been together 15 years, and he got 5 kids and none of them with you. So, and then you still decided to marry that. That's on you. That's your problem. We not even listen. We not even talking to you because this ain't even you. You signed up for that bull junkie. That's on you.
But this is so funny because again, people say whatever they want to say, but I don't believe in cheating. If I am with somebody, we're together, and I don't care what you do. I will leave you. I will divorce you. I will do lots of things to you, but I'm not going to cheat on you.
I don't know.
I will leave you before I cheat on you.
I don't know.
I will make you leave me before I cheat on you.
See, now my thing is this. I don't really know if I can answer. I don't even know if I can answer that question and say that I wouldn't, because it depends on how petty I'm feeling. Yeah, 2 wrongs don't make it right. Yada yada yada. I know all that, but it doggone show make it even, and you gonna see how it feel. But again, that just depends on how I feel. I'm just, I'm flip flop on that, so I can't say I'm a cheat. I can't say that I won't. All I'm gonna say is I gotta see how I feel at the time, and I'm just being honest with you.
So
I gotta figure out.
You cheat?
I don't know.
Potentially.
I don't know. I can't answer that until
But again, why cheat?
Right, I have to be in that situation because I'm petty.
See,
I am petty. Yes, it don't make it. Why go through all of the emotions? Why go through all that? Because that's what I enjoy doing. if I were ever to do that, that would be my justification because I wanted to. It took all this energy out. Where it took all the energy for me to keep on waking up, knowing that your behind was out somewhere. So, but again, it just depends on where I'm at. Maybe the yoga would help, balance me off and this and that, maybe the coffee, whatever. So I cannot really, I'm 50-50 on that. I'm 50-50. So it would just really depend on where I'm at the moment. And then what caused it? I mean, I'm a person, I think that there are reasons that people cheat. You don't just up and cheat. Like I said, we're not talking about the HOE that got all these kids and you done married them 15. We're not talking about that person. That you know what you got when you got with them.
Nothing. Let's leave her out of it.
You know what you got.
I'll put it to you this way.
You're trying to change him now.
For me.
No.
If I were ever to be in a space to where I felt like I needed to literally, like if I'm married and I need to have sex with somebody else, I am going to tell you, like, look, this isn't working. I'm not, and again, that's just the kind of person that I am. I am not happy with you sexually. We can do some tricks. I am going to tell you that I am not happy with you.
What type of tricks would you suggest?
I am going to tell you, we're going to attempt to work on it. And if I get to a point to where I am like, hey, bruh, this is not working. We are no longer sexually compatible. We need to discuss this. We're going to have a conversation about it. And I'm going to be honest with you. How we proceed from there is going to be on you.
You know what? Terry Anderson is my shero. She said, I'm petty. Make it even. I will feel better. That's all I'm saying. You know,
2 wrongs don't make a right.
We're not trying to. We just understand that it will be even. And here's the thing. You don't do it immediately.
Not even.
You don't wait. You wait until he get it together and y'all all back in love.
That's never going to be even.
Everything is all good.
Why are you wasting your time?
But that's never
because he needs to know how it feels. That's what I'm saying.
But it's never going to be even.
It will be even because he's going. Yes, it will because he's going to know how it feels.
It's not going to affect you as emotionally as it is him. It's not going
yes, it is when he thinks that everything has been fixed and he all in love. And that's what I'm saying. You don't do it immediately. You can't do it because then it won't matter. But you wait 5-10 years down the line and he ready to propose all over again and this and that, and you slap it on him.
So you know what? So here's a question to tie it back to our topic. If he cheats, you stay, and then you decide to cheat later, who technically abandoned the relationship?
But nobody abandoned it if you didn't leave. If you both still there, then nobody has abandoned.
But what if you cheat and he leaves?
it's still not abandoned because I did something. I see, again, that's when you've done something. That's why I say each person look up the different states, because in that case, that's a willful abandonment. I did something to make them leave. So
But
technically,
the argument would be initially because you are a petty individual.
right, but that was
He-
still something that I did to make them leave. So abandonment is just that you up and a person has to be totally blameless. You done try, so it's a lot of different variables. That's why I say for each state, you got to look it up because there's different types of abandonment. So kind of do your research if you're going to a situation like that, because it was just too much to get into with this hour segment for this topic. But definitely look it up. Definitely consult with a family professional, a family attorney, a family therapist. But start with therapy, you all, before you go jumping right to the counselors. The attorneys, try therapists and see if you can work. Like I say, a lot of this stuff is just because of a lack of communication.
True.
A lot of these problems, a lot of these issues, nobody is hearing. We all talking. I can talk over the da. He done told you shut up. Because first he done tried saying be quiet, stop talking. You ain't hear that. But when the moment he said shut up, now you get mad because that's all you heard was shut up. But he done told you about 1,000 times, be quiet, fall back, hold on, listen, and you ain't heard nothing.
I'm going to pull a Jay. All of this ties back to do not be with people you are not mentally, physically, emotionally compatible with. And you're not on the same level as far as communication.
Right. But and you can't be on the same level. But the moment, time and life just gets in the way with relationships, it's just like, okay, different things start to happen. You grow, you change. The older you get, the longer you've been together, people get complacent. They, just start settling to a normal routine that we necessarily did not do in the beginning when we were dating and going through the phase and going through the motions of being together. So I say just try to fix it, try to be together, try to love on each other instead of being so quick to leave and being so quick to involve other people. That's the worst thing
if you
can
want
do.
me to leave, you cheat on me. That's it.
Good to know.
Okay. Well, if you want,
you're gonna die.
Whoa, hold on.
We not bury. We gonna keep y'all together.
I'm not gonna bury nobody.
Gonna bury y'all. I'm gonna try to keep y'all together. So if you feel like you've been abandoned, or you thinking about abandoning your relationship or your marriage, hey, marriage is a serious thing. So first of all, if you're not married, you're thinking about getting married, get premarital counseling. Make sure that the person that you're marrying, that they want to marry you.
Make sure they're the person that they said that they are.
But make sure they want to marry you, because you sitting up here giving this man ultimatums because you done gave him 12 babies. And listen, you got to go through all that. He don't want you. He just wants you for what you giving him, which is all I'm cheering. But he can't see you as being his wife. Sometimes it's okay. We got to accept that. Yeah, I done gave him all these kids. Means absolutely nothing. He got what, and listen, don't take it the wrong way. You gave him some precious jewels, but you got to move on, because that ain't gonna work. Because if a man don't want you, there's nothing that you can say, do. You can slob on Bob. You can do whatever. If he don't want you, he don't want you. There's nothing that you can say or do to change his mind.
Seasons change.
Thank you. Spoken from a man. So you all, please do me a favor. As I said, if you have questions about this, we'll have some information posted on our page on the J Spot, also on Twitter at J Spot, and also on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. But definitely check out your local state laws. Contact a family attorney, family counselors, because this stuff is deep and is real serious, and you want to try to keep your family together if you can. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Please share this feed, share the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and like our pages, the J Spot, Jaye, Twitter, J Spot, also Instagram, the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Peace out. Till next time. Good night, everybody.
The J Spot on IntellectualRadio.com.